The Dallas Cowboys had a plan here. They were way ahead of the game. If it works out to be true, I'm Mike Fisher in the Fishbowl. This is the Fishbowl. That is the Star. We are traveling and dealing with some issues, so I appreciate you allowing us to do breakfast at Fishies in this format. If the Cowboys' plan with the linebacker Damon Clark really does come to fruition, guys, this is going to mark one of the fastest accelerations to starter status from 0 to 60 in recent America's team memory. And teammate Leighton Vander Esch, he is telling us that he can absolutely envision this, what he calls tremendous arc. Quote from LVE. I think this is going to be huge for Damone. We've been training pretty much the whole offseason, strength-wise, intelligent-wise. He's going to get that much better, and he's going to settle into his shoes and really make a name for himself. If you know the Clark backstory, and I bet you do, this has the potential to be quite something. He enters his second NFL season, riding the fact that his mere presence on the field, as far as I'm concerned, is notable enough, knowing where he came from here. 5th round pick in the 2022 NFL draft, despite the predictions from some that his football future was in danger, period, because of last spring's final spinal fusion surgery. And if you remember, he went to the NFL scouting combine in Indianapolis not realizing he had any problems. And it was the Cowboys doctors who happened to be on duty doing back x-rays who said, young man, there's a problem there. Total coincidence that it would be the Cowboys doctors that bump into it. And then the Cowboys doctors get involved in the repair. And it's a risky repair, and there's no guarantees in the repair. But instead, Clark gets on the field as a rookie and does seem poised now to start for Dallas in year 2. Now, that help alongside Leighton Vander Esch seems especially helpful. That help seems especially helpful because of the team's decision to have the versatile defensive star Micah Parsons focus more on being an edge rusher. Sidebar, by the way. Not full-time. That report's wrong. He's not going to never, ever, ever again line up at linebacker, line up off the ball, or drop into coverage. But the movement that we saw the second half of last season, they're continuing in that direction. And that's why Mike is doing the extra, put on 5 extra pounds of muscle work so he can endure the wear and tear of playing on the defensive line a little more than he has in the past, certainly a lot more than he did as a rookie. So, more Micah at edge means we need more linebacker. At LSU, Clark was a model of doing things the right way. He was Mr. LSU football when he was there. And that's one of the many reasons the Cowboys are thrilled to have him on the roster. This is a team captain kind of guy. This is a high ethics kind of guy, high energy kind of guy, leadership guy. And then he did demonstrate over the course of the second part of last season, he looks like he can play. Mike McCarthy said not long ago, quote, "We're all excited about him. How can you not be excited? You see the player he was in college, and more importantly, you see how he's been since he's been here. This young man is here every day, and this was true while he was going through the rehab sort of thing. He's another one of those first guy in the buildings, last guy out of the buildings. And in some cases, many cases, it happened when he didn't need to be there. But every day, and McCarthy says Saturdays, Sundays, all the time. He's here in the building all the time. He's ready. And here he comes. Right in the nick of time again with, first of all, and I guess most of all, the idea of Micah moving, but also the semi-question marks we have with the other kids at linebacker. And here's where I like to kind of temper all this a little bit. We have seen Clark do it a little bit. And Vander Esch, team leader, has witnessed the growth, and now he's testifying to the growth. But I still say it's worth noting, and I'm not trying to wet blanket this thing, that for 32 teams at every position group, this is the time for optimism. Remember a year ago, Jabril Cox was going to take over, right? after having demonstrated his rookie season, he's got a little something. And it hasn't happened yet. And now we've got the Texas rookie from ARP and from Texas Longhorns, DeMarvion Overshown. And now there's this buzz about how he is going to be the next big thing. Coach Sark down in Texas saying he's a perfect fit in Dan Quinn's defense. He's going to do tremendous things. Tremendous. And it seems that way in the spring for everybody. And then, of course, it doesn't always pan out. Maybe it'll work with Cox. Maybe it'll work with Overshown. But most of all, the better bet is that it's going to work for Damon Clark. That seems like more than just a wish now, in the eyes of the coaches for sure, and in the eyes of Leighton Vander Esch. Now, because we're saying these good things about Clark and his workout habits and his participation in voluntary workouts and being at the captain's workouts, which I assume all those things are true. And I know Vander Esch is involved in all those things. That's not to say that the other linebackers aren't. So I'm not trying to create some pseudo separation between the arc of Damon Clark's career and something that definitively will not happen with Jabril Cox. It certainly can, and definitively won't happen with DeMarvion Overshown, who, by the way, Overshown gets the same plaudits from the way he behaves himself on campus, in college, and all the rest. Same exact kind of stuff that Damon Clark gets from his days at LSU. And rave reviews in so many ways for Jabril Cox, too. So maybe the Cowboys will go ding, ding, ding. Maybe all three of these kids, one from 2 years ago, one from last year, one from this year, maybe all three of these kids strike pay dirt as Cowboys linebackers. But Vander Esch is being asked about Clark, who, by the way, is his workout pal. The two of them have done a lot of work together. And he says, I think he's going to make tremendous strides this year. A name for himself. Damon Clark getting a chance to rise as a Cowboy linebacker. We will have Fish at 6 for you tonight in some form, live or otherwise. And we appreciate you being a part of what we do here by hitting the like button, which beats the algorithms. And of course, your comments, questions, and criticisms always welcome, as I'll review those over the course of the day. Thank you for subscribing to what we do here, almost 65,000 strong. Please tell your Cowboy friends where to get it. Straight dope, no bullsh. And go check out cowboyssi.com today as well. For now, Fish out.